Everyone, welcome to Queerprism256, a podcast that shares LBQ women and sex workers' day-to-day life experiences and shortcomings in Uganda. As usual, I'm with my girls,
LJ, Matilda,
and today we are going to be talking about self-care, well-being, and how to cope in the different environments. And guess what? We have our first guest.
Who is she?
Yeah. Okay, so this is, I was about to go with my names, but I love the whole initials vibe going on here. So I'll go with SK, Ugandan 100%. I may not sound like it, but I am. Ugandan 100%, melanin goddess, business human being, someone that loves self-care, a human being that loves women unapologetically. All the views expressed here are mine alone. Queerprism256 shall not be castigated. P.S. or RSVP. I don't know. But as long caution. Yeah, so that's it. And thank you for having me.
Yeah. You are welcome.
So, and being the first one on the show, the first guest. Wow, I feel like, where's my beer going for? It's there. But anyway.
You're welcome. What does self-care mean to you, Matilda?
Self-care is refueling myself, prioritizing myself. You know how I push this aspect of how that the you that you are is authentic. To me, being your authentic self, being you, without filter, without anything that holds you back. To me, self-care is making sure that you are okay. That's me. That's self-care.
SK, tell us, what does it mean to you?
For me, self-care is putting yourself first, thinking only towards the direction where are you going to come up on top in the most positive way. That means without hurting anybody. For me, it's actually the simplest thing, but I've come to appreciate certain things about me, like the fact that I'm an acquired taste. Okay, you're either going to like me or not, but that is not my business. For me, that's how I put myself first. The simplest thing, but really strong.
LJ,
I would define self-care as any activity that I do that is going to uplift me mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Something that I'm going to do and it's going to create impact on myself, on my side,
Positive.
those different aspects of life. FYI, she had to be philosophical on us as we are giving the vague version of how selfishly we feel. She had to be philosophical on us.
Like there's a whole book on it.
okay, for me,
Yeah.
I think everything has been mentioned, but it's putting myself first, taking care of myself during my lows and my highs. Even if I'm not really drained, I should take care of myself. But I should take care of myself more when I'm burning out. That's a reminder that CJ.
Okay,
So
mommy.
CJ, when do you realize that you're burning out?
Yeah.
First,
And what do you mean by burning out? According to you, how do you feel that expression of like, oh, you know what, this is done.
I'm burning out.
Like
this
I
is my
can't
limit.
go on anymore.
I think
That's
for
it.
me, burning out, to me, I get to know that I'm burnt out when I go to work and I can't do anything. I wake up very lazy, yet I've not done anything. I use energy drinks and they're not even working on me. Yeah, that shows that my body has really exhausted itself and it can't take it anymore. Yeah, and I think lately I'm facing that because I have a feeling I'm losing myself.
I'm sorry, but the skin is looking better.
You're not
You're not glowing. Why are you glowing? Why are you glowing?
My eyes hurt a
No, but we
lot.
understand. We do. We're just envious of the skin right now. Like we want that skin.
My eyes hurt a lot even if I put on shades, and as you can see there is no sun, but my eyes are still paining.
Yeah, I understand you. I do.
So SK, when do you realize that you're burning out?
Naturally, I'm a very humorous human being. I'm very talkative. I love to talk. I don't care if it makes sense. If it doesn't, I love to talk.
You like to wallow.
I like to wallow. Thank you very much.
So in other words, you feel you're humorous, but not other people thinking, but you feel you're humorous.
No, other people have the feeling like I can't help it. Other people feel like I'm humorous. See, you're smiling already.
No. Actually, me, I'm contradicting you a bit.
Why are you smiling then?
Because I care for you. Because I care for you. Because I care for you. So whatever you have to offer, I'm like, SK, even if I'm not there.
Okay, like I said in the beginning, I am an acquired taste. If you don't get the humor, it's not that I'm not funny. You're just not that funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Acquired taste.
LJ.
For me, when I feel like I'm losing it is when I always get when people meet me, I come across as the least emotional person, but I'm very, very emotional. I get in my feelings. I start crying about things that I don't even understand. Why was there too much salt in the food today? These are things I will cry about, but not getting. But like for me, that's when I'm feeling dark. Besides black being my favorite color, that's the darkest I can go. I am a very lively, vibrant human being. Short of that, when it's not in my control, that's when I am sleeping. But when it's not in my control, I feel like that is when I am plummeting. English.
What is plummeting?
Plummeting. English.
Why are you
Okay.
plummeting?
It's just that word that went to private Ivy League schools, but simply it means going down.
Going down where?
Get your head out the gutter, girl.
No.
Like going downhill.
So that means whatever level you're experiencing at the end of the day diminishing.
Yeah, like kind of like the law of diminishing returns. Those of you who need economics.
Okay.
Those of us who did Luganda.
Not take us to school. Use fucking words.
LJ, when do you realize that you're burning out?
I think I realize when I'm burning out when I neglect the basic things. When I get to neglect the fact that I have to, let me say, change my bed sheets, I have to clean the house, I have to take care of myself, because sometimes these things happen without realizing. But then when it hits you, you realize that, damn, maybe I could be stressed, I could be burning out. And also when I'm not delivering very well, that's when I realize that I'm burning out. So it goes back to the daily things that we do and the things that keep on pushing us, or the things that lead us to that situation whereby we are burning out, but then we are not realizing it. So yeah, those are some of the things.
Matilda.
See, when you come to this area, you're in my home area, I feel the need to give you a whole book. In reality check, see, burning out is one of the big traits. By traits, I mean characteristics, because I avoid the word, it's too heavy for my tongue. So it's the biggest traits in regards to us mentally drowning or mentally failing or mentally being dysfunctional. See, some of us, we're used to, you see how we say things like normal, like it's normal, it's okay. There is that, we create that statement, reason being, we want us to make whatever is our routine okay, it's good, even when it may not be.
It's positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet actually it's a way of us moving by the day, by the day, by the day, by the step, by the minute. So most times we have been, I'll give examples using intergeneration, but that means from parent to parent to parent to parent, from ancestral stress to another. So by that I mean we use these examples of whereby omwana botamukuba tolimu disciplining
Spare the road
now,
and spoil the child.
that one is meaning that if you don't put by spare the road, meaning if you're not aggressive towards the individual in terms of correcting them with their mannerisms, that means you're actually letting them to be spoiled.
Yeah.
You get it? And that's wrong. Spare that is why it brings us to that if you don't cane this person, that's the problem. Now I'll give my own example. my own vivid example. I have been raised by a single mother. Proudly, if possible, I'm doing the whole beauty wish of I have been raised by a single mother who didn't even go to university, but I'm so proud.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Because I look at the child. No, bitch, the child, the product. This product is a compliment, even if it's not going to your taste. But being raised by the person who has seen that everyone is bad. She said, if I didn't get to eat meat, my child would eat meat. If my child didn't have parental love, I will give her both the father and the son, and the son and the sisters and the mother's needs. My mother used to carry things coming to Seta, like in even Namagunga. So she used to carry things on her fucking back. Yes, fucking back. And what's funny is that because I have this trait, praise the Lord,
amen,
I will take it, of looking so good, people thought I had like these rich level human beings of a place.
High class, bougie.
Yeah.
Kumbe.
That's why. What I'm trying to say is that this woman made sure that they gave me their best. But in the process of that, there was emotional factors, environmental factors, social factors. So in other words, whereby they felt like people were coming close to me, they had to be protective.
Yeah.
They didn't know they were actually building a wall of how does she interact with people, how does she talk to people, how does she play with people, who is good and who is bad, and saying that close family is the good thing. Little did she know that maybe one of the family members was raping me, or one of the family members was harassing me, or that was going on. And if you went to school, I was a neat student. I came back as the way I went.
Yeah.
But that was because I was an introvert at that time. But when I came back and I complained about something hurting, her first question was, who touched you?
But how would that make you feel? Because even if someone
when she asked that question,
when
I was in nursery, it was more of like, I swear, if anyone did anything wrong to you, I want to fuck them up. Because I feel anyone who is outside family will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Little did she know the pain was within. So I'm going back to generational stuff. So you literally carry on your own fears that when you interact with people, you just blow them out there without actually knowing. In the process, you're hurting others, but justifying yourself. So in the process, when even you find that in environments that you're supposed to adapt to, you actually burn out. You start losing it. That's why she just says, I can no longer wake up, I'm exhausted or something. I can't deal with this and all that stuff. So that is where burning out comes in, triggering what you went through and what you're facing, and it becomes a whole bump in the road.
So okay, I want to pose a question real quick. It's just something that we can all relate to. Do you think that our childhood traumas can lead to our burning out?
Of course.
Okay, Sija, what's your view on that?
What's your view on that?
I think they do, because we always hold on to those traumas.
Yeah.
And we keep relating to them, and even the people who keep coming to our spaces, we always draw that first before you can bring this person closer.
Yeah.
You can be like, this is what the other person did. First, they became my friend, and then they ditched me.
Yeah.
So our childhood traumas will always affect us.
Yeah.
In the way we behave, in our day-to-day, the way we behave at work, in our relationships. And even, you can, most cases, failed relationships. Yeah. I think most cases, failed relationships are because of that. Childhood traumas we used to have.
Yeah.
So, SK, what's your view on childhood traumas leading to burnout?
Okay, coming from a very personal dark place, for me, childhood traumas led to me having to mature at a very young age. You're very immature. There's a way you see certain things. Like you're seeing things at a point whereby I'm supposed to be provided for, this is supposed to be done for me, and all of a sudden you're being told, no, that's not how. Now you've been believing something for a very long time, but then you have to get used to the fact that you have to.
That's not something you used to believe in.
That's not something you used to believe in. Should I say contradiction or like a
Controversy.
Here you are, an immature human being at 22, but having to act like a 29-year-old or 30-year-old. At one point, those feelings are going to crash, and at one point, you're going to break down.
Yeah.
Okay, it has happened to me, and I believe it can happen to anybody else. So, I don't know if that made sense, but generally, that's my whole view on childhood traumas leading to a dysfunctional adult.
LJ. I think when it comes to childhood traumas, yes, it plays a very, very big role in our day-to-day lives and also in the relationships we aspire to be in, and even the journeys that we walk in each and every day. Because sometimes we can relate to the pattern. You can see a pattern, you're like, this happened to me when I was young. What if it's going to happen again? So you tend to draw away from those things because you're trying to protect yourself. But in reality, we cannot keep on running away from our problems. Because if we didn't address those childhood traumas, they're going to come back and haunt us. They're going to lead to that situation whereby we are going to burn out. Even if someone comes with pure intentions of love, you're going to be like, no, I think this person is after one thing. This person is after one thing. Because if it has happened to you before, then you're always going to relate it to the present situation that you're in. So childhood traumas, yes, they lead to the present situation and us burning out because we didn't deal with them in a proper way. And it goes back to how society is. There are some situations or there are some things that we can't be told. There are some things that we can't be or I don't want to say told, but taught, yes. Yeah. Because if we are taught about avoiding certain situations whereby, okay, if you're with a family member and they're harassing you or like they're violating you, like how do you bring that to your parents? And then how do you feel that if I'm to say that this family member harassed me, how is that family member going to respond? How is your mom going to respond? Because in this scenario, we are always looking at our female, like our moms, like they're supposed to solve everything, our aunties, our singers, yeah? But in that certain situation, if your singer is not on your side, then what are you supposed to do? Because if you're to keep quiet, you're going to grow up with this hatred. You're going to grow up with all this rage that you're not comfortable with this environment that you're supposed to share, these things that are happening to you. So if you keep on running from them, they're going to come back when you grow up. And you're going to ask yourself certain questions. Why? So it's going to lead to your day-to-day life of burning out.
Tilda, how do you relate childhood traumas to burning out today?
First proclamation I want to make, I am a mental health advocate and approaching the psychologist level. A degree is not enough, so you have to go harder.
We need masters.
We need masters, so for me to say that. But what I'm trying to say is that before we got to the childhood traumas, you may have also faced. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible because I'm told I babble a lot, so I'm trying to. You may not have faced certain things that others have faced in the childhood stage, but then you get them while you're growing up. Maybe during high school, maybe during college, maybe during university, or even maybe during your marriage stages, or maybe your 30s,
relationship, courtship stages.
Those stages. That's where she comes in. She's so brilliant. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that, but in relation to the childhood, because I'm a product of that, I cringe if a guy touches me because I recall whatever abuse I went through with them. And if a person shouts at me, I cringe. And if they're aggressive towards me, even despite the fact that I'm an aggressive and person or individual, I still cringe because I feel like they may be going to that stage that I experienced. So at times, in other words, at times without the healing process, if you haven't experienced the healing process that is actually productive, because you may go through it and never be productive, and it may be a long journey. But then if you have been through a productive healing journey, you may actually go out of it. But if you haven't, we carry on those fears in the way we react. That's where our personalities, besides what is given to us, builds up.
Yeah.
That is whereby I like aggressive spanking, maybe because of some violence I experienced, or maybe because I wish to have someone feel like they're in control of me, that those experiences. Then there are situations whereby a person actually gives into us and wants that submission, because the factors are over and over again. So you end up doing what? Asking them to give in to you. And then at work, if someone is giving you too many orders, you feel like they're attacking you. You feel like they're bullies. So what I'm trying to say is that we carry those things in different ways, that when they become recurring, then what happens? You shut down. You shut down. For a moment, you don't know what's going on, and your emotions are all over the place. And that's identifying that is very hard, because everyone has a different trait that they carry out when they're burning out.
So, is burning out the same as stress?
Yes. It's part of stress.
Yes,
stress is huge.
Stress. Oh, so what is stress?
To me, stress is when you cannot manage a situation, when your physical, emotional, economical, spiritual, anything that is outside of your ability is stress. To cope is stress. Whether you can't eat, whether you're eating too much, whether you can't dance when you love dancing, whether you dance too much when you dance mildly, whether anything that is beyond you because you want to cover up something, that is stress. You either lose it or gain more, or are in between, or you're lost.
So,
but SK, what's your view?
What's your view on stress? What is stress?
For me, stress is just that one thing that throws me out of my element. For me, stress is something that takes me back. I won't even say default settings, because I feel like I was born like this, bubbly. I was just born like this. But for me, stress is something that changes a whole lot of who I am, especially within a day or within a certain period of time. Like, personally at home, when I know that I am getting stressed is when my mom complains about something like, you're not like yourself, you're no longer laughing, you're no longer making jokes, you're no longer doing this. As funny, you're not as bubbly, you're not as like, because for me in the house, it's more like jokes, talking
You're
a whole lot. I'm that parrot in the house, but without the lugambo. Yeah. But like, if I'm short of that, I know that I am stressed, and I do get there a lot.
Yeah.
I think how you come back from it is like the vital part of this whole conversation.
Yes.
How you come back, because we all get stressed.
We all get stressed.
I mean, like,
yeah, it actually goes back to, like, I was going to say that we all experience stress in our day-to-day lives, and stress is something that we cannot avoid, whether we like it or not. That is something that is part of our lives, day-to-day lives. So it's something that comes off as negative. It's something that can come out as positive, because we all react to stress in a different way. Like, for example, if I'm stressed, I might not eat, and then when it comes to another person, they might get that disorder of eating all the time. And then when I'm stressed, I can sleep the entire day. So it is something that is positive and then negative at the same time. But we all experience stress in a very, very different way.
Stress
and it's something that we cannot avoid.
Stress is negative.
Okay, it's positive.
Negative.
It's also positive.
It's not positive.
From the positive bit of it, it can push you. Let me say you have like 100 bills to clear. You have rent, you have utilities, you have school fees, you have tuition, it will push you to get another job, or to look out of the normal things you do.
The normal box.
Yes.
Comfort zone.
Yes,
Comfort zone,
it will push you out of that comfort zone, and you go and look for other jobs, and that's how you even get connection. LJ, what are the different types of stress?
Okay, there are specifically 3 types of stress, and we all go through all these 3 types of stress. The first one is acute stress. Acute stress is whereby it could be both negative and positive at the same time. So when I say it's positive, when you win a lottery, you know, like that anxiety that you get. Yeah.
So is that also stress?
Yes. Yes, that's stress because your heart pumps so fast.
You're not sure
you
if
get
it's
nervous.
true, if it's true.
Yes. Oh
like
no.
How do you deal with it? How
Yeah.
do you act?
And then also when you get a job promotion, that's acute, something that happens abrupt. It's not like it has been there. And then on the negative part of it, you could lose someone, and then they give you the bad news. You get that stress of like your heart pumps, and then
Don't know what
you
to say,
sweat,
you
your
don't know how
palms
to
sweat,
react,
you
or
don't know
you
how
feel
to react.
sick.
Exactly.
Your child
That's acute because it just happens abruptly. And then we have episodic stress, the kind of stress whereby you're going to recall something and then it's going to come back and then it's going to hit you.
Oh, it comes in episodes.
Exactly, yes.
Or in regards to that, something that is triggered. That
Exactly.
becomes recurring. That if a person backs at you, remember someone was bullying you.
Thank you.
If a person is crying, you remember someone who made you feel
That's
so sad and you miss
episodic.
someone.
There is a trigger to why you're remembering those episodes. And then the third one, we have chronic stress, the stress that never goes away. And this normally happens when, let me say, we have maybe a grandma who is sick, who has diabetes, and then,
A grandma is even far.
or like your mom has like diabetes, they have
Close
pressure.
relative, maybe someone who
A
raised
grandma
you.
can be a close relative.
Yeah, any of
The person
those.
who raised you.
But something that is not going to go away. And then like you could be there and then they give you a phone call, we need money for this. If you don't have that money at that particular time, you're going to start getting that reaction of what am I going to do? You're going to be stressed, you're not going to do anything. Those chronic diseases that don't go away, or those chronic problems that never go away. So we have acute stress, something that happens abruptly. Then we have episodic stress, that's kind of stress that comes back in episodes, for example, like school fees. Someone will come with a list, Mommy, this is what we need for school.
How come the list is longer than...
Thank you. You're going to be
previous
stressed. And then that chronic one that never goes away. So those are the 3 different types of stress.
Wow, I've learned something new actually today.
Yeah.
The different types of stress. So SK, how does stress manifest in your life?
For me, like concretely knowing that I'm stressed is when this might be disgusting, but take it in. This is how it manifests in some lives and possibly my life as well. When you like no longer care.
Pardon?
When you no longer care about what happens. So with me there's this just, I don't know if it's a pet peeve. Should pet peeves be involving other people? But anyway, when I see people in my face and I don't care, for me that's stress. For me that's when I know stress is manifesting. When I literally don't care about what is happening, where I'm involved with myself and like myself alone, and myself alone are just those dark thoughts. How am I going to get out of this? Why is this happening to me? Why is this going this way? Why is this going this way? Like that kind of thing. For me, that's how stress manifests. When I literally do not give a single damn about anybody else. And I'd say it manifests because I am a carer. I am a caregiver.
You're a natural.
I am a nurturer. If you've got a kidney transplant, call me. I will treat you with one heart. One heart.
Tilda, how does stress manifest in your life? How do you know that you're stressed?
Actually, with me, it goes back to the signs of burning out. If I don't give 2 shits anymore. See, Naturally, yes, I don't give two shits. It
You're a
can't be.
selfish human.
No, I won't say selfish. I'll just say I prioritize me before other people because I'm used to the whole negativity of not liking me and my energy being too much. But when I reach an extent whereby I care for these individuals and I actually lean back and I'm like, you know what the fuck? I get to know that I'm burning out, that I'm choosing. My body's like, you know what? Really? These people? So it will create a negative notion for me to pull back. Another thing would be like, I may not be motivated. Naturally, I am a person who wants to give the best of what I can. I'm being told, this is the next thing, and I'm like, nah, there's something lacking.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like there's more to what I can give or what we can give. When I actually just sit in and be like, this is the best one. Yeah, we can go with that. Or if I just listen to people talk and I don't give a reaction.
You don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's the reality. If I don't give a fuck,
Not even not giving a fuck, but sometimes you feel like they won't even listen.
That's the thing. Why am I opening my mouth?
My energy. I already don't
Actually,
have
the
energy.
best word is breath. At times
Why
I
you
feel
wasting
like
your
I
breath?
breathe. You know, even blowing out a candle, I have to blow like 2 times or 3 for it to burn out. And then when I'm talking to humans, and even if I care, no offense, I love you,
love
Elder
you
CJ. This is caution. But in case I'm in a scenario whereby I will not be understood no matter how much I express myself, I will not bother. I'll just lean back. Actually, usually I just smile and just listen all the damn time. And then when I go back, I write in my journal, or I write in my blog about how I feel, or I think in my head, and that's it. So basically, if I actually, because I'm a passionate person, naturally, I can't help it. That's why I'll suffocate LJ and CJ all the time with love. I'll be like, I love you, I love you. I'll be like, hey, stop. At times CJ just tell me, no, stop. because they're not used to that thing. But I'm that kind of person. But if I'm into you, I'll be heaven and
100%
earth,
into
universal, goddess, everything like that. But when I actually lean back and I'm like, oh yeah, we're cool, yeah, how you're good, okay, well done with them, that's it. That means I'm actually burning off from the process of actually continuously trying to force something. Yet I'm a persistent person. So me leaning back from what you love, giving up, lowering that energy, and most of all, at times your emotions. Every time that someone says something, you feel like you're drowning.
It's a setback.
You may actually either cry or not cry, or you may go somewhere and take a break and then come back, or you may even laugh because that's your best situation. So to complete to deal with what I'm saying is me as a person, an individual that I'll always say has a lot of energy and confusing energy, controversial energy, and with a whirlwind of a personality. Stress manifests in many ways. I may laugh when I actually want to cry. I may cry when I actually want to laugh, or I may have all those emotions. And usually I'm too aggressive. I either love you too much or I love you too less. Or I am possessive without even knowing that I am until you tell me. And what I'm trying to say is that we are different in how it manifests. One may be positive to the other, may be negative, or you may have both the negative and positive. So yeah, that's how stress manifests.
So when to me, how stress manifests, it's more of it's in stages. Like for example, my physical appearance. If I'm losing weight, if I'm having sunken eyes, if I'm having these like
some foreign species on your face.
And if I'm failing to sleep, if my sleeping schedule is it's messed up,
overthinking,
and then if we are to go to the behavior bit of it, my hormones are non-balanced, non-sexually active, and then if we are to go to the mental bit of it, whereby I'm always snapping. If someone tells me something small,
I'll snap and I'll have this anger and I'll have this rage of, let me say, the moment I walk into office and then I see this person, they just say good morning and I just snap at them and I'm like, you're not doing this right. Like, I run to them, or like I'm having this negative energy around me. That's when I know that I'm stressed. And I could not see that, but maybe the people who are around me could notice that. Then that is how stress has really eaten me up, how it has manifested on me. So that's how I can describe
You
that.
had to go by the book, as usual. Philosopher. Huh? Philosopher.
Okay, for me,
You are some.
His wasn't wasted.
for me, I know that I can tell that I'm stressed. Okay, how stress manifests in my life, I can tell from my skin, my eyes. They call them eye bags.
Yeah.
The eye bags are there 24/7. And even surprisingly, when there was a time my mom saw me, she came to see me and then she saw the eye bags and she was like, why don't you just come back home?
In her assumption, like you're not
doing
You can't take care of yourself.
No, not even you can't take care of yourself, but why can't you just come back
movie
home?
one.
And then also my skin, my eyes. Actually, I get that burning effect in my eyes. Maybe when I've overstrained my eyes, but it comes back to stress. And then I'm always on a low key. I don't want to reply messages. I see this phone call. I'm not in the mood of talking for a long time. Yeah.
So
That's me.
her. But okay, one question that I want to like throw out there is, what is that number one factor, or like that number one problem that leads to your stress?
Me, one thing, I personally,
Things, yes.
unpaid bills.
Unpaid bills.
Yes, that's one thing I'm always thinking about. Bills. SK, yeah.
What is that number one thing that leads to your stress?
Finances. Because I don't know who it is that came up with this. Money will not buy you happiness. You are a fool. I repeat, a big fool. You are a fool.
According to SK.
According to me.
According to SK.
According to me, yes. Much as it will not buy happiness, but there are some comforts it will buy. Right? For me, finances have been important because I've been dumped for lack of them. I'll get stressed. Okay, a lack of sleep will get stressed, and not being understood gets me stressed out. But I'm working on that one. Coming to terms with the fact that I am an acquired taste.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
SK, how do you cope with stress?
I do the stuff that makes me happiest. I love to laugh, so I'll watch a comedy or listen to music. And contrary to what people think about me, if it's not sitcoms, I love to watch. But surprisingly, I like telenovelas.
Telemundo.
Okay, Telemundo stuff. Not gender virgin. It's got to be something like Why Women Kill. Like, I love TV. I love movies. I love to laugh.
Movies.
They're so nice.
They are really amazing.
amazing.
They are really amazing. For me, basically, it's going back to things that make me happy. Movies, and for me, movies are like virtual reality.
Yeah.
Like checking out. I like to check out, then just come back stronger. So yes, movies work really well for me. Music works really well for me. I would be lying if I said bubble baths.
Mama,
With that time.
SK. I have a black basin.
Outula mama.
And Tulamu by force.
No,
I'm
munyo.
serious.
I mean, like salt making its way to areas it
Baby.
shouldn't.
Take a maybe into
Tilda, how do you cope with stress?
The different ways in which I cope. It's a tricky one because anyway, everything that actually I think that you do to make you feel better about a situation is coping. I love to escape and read. I love to read books and especially novels, love novels or adventures. I hate okay, I can't say I hate them because when I don't even actually have the novels, I actually end up reading them. But mostly I like to get lost in something that is loving. I just get obsessed with seeking love anywhere, so I get lost in that world. I watch Telemundo. I like to write. I don't think, I'm still doubtful of much of if I'm a writer, but I like to write anything that comes to my mind. Dancing, I love music, I love rhythm, I love humor. I like to watch sitcoms, especially Friends, or even listen to it while sleeping, Big Bang Theory, or at times I rather go for a play, like at the National Theatre, watch something, or watch them even on my phone if I can't afford to take my ass there. I like very long showers, whether cold or warm. There's a way it makes you feel like you're washing off a lot. And then I meditate through taking some herbal medication. It eases me and my aura and my mood, so I just be in a very beautiful state of mind that even if someone shits on me, I'll just smile and understand them in all means of things. And I love love. I love to be around people and love them and care for them, speak to people, listen to them, or be myself and bring out this intriguing mixtures of what they think I am or what I am not. I don't know. I love to talk. I love to hold hands with friends, family, a partner if ever I get one. It's it's really mostly around there. Oh, and nature walks, especially the beach, the waves by the lake, rather the lake waves. I'm sorry. All that I love so much. I love it. Actually, I think that's the best part, the beach. I don't think we really have beaches, but considering that it's our thing, yeah, those beaches, I love them so much. There's something about the waves, there's something about the breeze, there's something about the sand, and it's like chaos of noise, but in a very sensational way. That too, if I can afford to head there, that's the best coping mechanism I have. Everything I forget, everything. So yeah, so far that's it. Oh, plus sleep. Plus also I drink. I won't lie to you, I drink. I like liquor. So yeah, basically those are the different ways I cope, or I have been coping, or I am currently coping. So
LJ, how do you cope with stress?
So for me, how I cope with stress, I like taking pictures. I like taking pictures a lot. So it gives me happiness when I'm scrolling through my phone and I'm looking at these pictures of myself. I distract myself, so I like taking pictures and reminding myself of who I am, and reminding myself that I have to love myself first, because if I'm to upload that picture, even if someone says something negative, it will not affect me, because I know I took that picture for me and I uploaded that picture for me. I also like to clean. Sometimes I like things to be a particular way, so I'll clean and make sure that I'm totally satisfied with how everything is around the house. I also like to go online and shop. If I'm not able to go to town and do this physically, and go on to different social media platforms and stores and at the items, and then whether you're able to afford it or not. But as long as you're like, yes, I'll afford it one day, or you're like, this is the item that I want, even if your account balance is acting like a bitch, but at least you shake your head and then you're like, yes, one day I'll be able to afford that. And then I also like to go on Pinterest and have a look at so many different ideas. Pinterest has one of the best ideas ever. Search for anything, it will come up. Search for this, it will show up. So I like going on to Pinterest and then deciding on what to do next, deciding on what idea to do next, and then you look around your house, you're like, okay, what is missing, what should I replace, what should I have next? So it kind of distracts you, and then the more pins you have a look at, the more pins you discover. So yeah, Pinterest is the best, and the apps that I normally go to. And also, I like listening to music. I have a particular playlist that I listen to when I'm stressed. So it kind of calms me down. And when I'm cleaning, when I'm shopping, when I'm on Pinterest or taking pictures, I be listening to music. So generally, music is pay, music is life. And then lastly, I like to sleep. I like to sleep when I'm stressed, because it takes me to a whole different world. I be in my own zone, trying to connect and reflect, try to connect with myself, trying to reflect on so many different things. So yeah, it takes me to a whole different world. So yeah, I like to sleep. And then also sometimes I like to be around people, preferably friends or family. Sometimes you can jazz, and then if that I do, that's how I cope.
So, CJ, how do you cope with stress?
In most cases, when I'm stressed, I find someone I can confide in, someone I'm comfortable with, so that I let it out and talk about what is affecting me at that time. The other thing is I love listening to music. Music is something that is really part of me. It pushes me to do something. Even when I go to work and I feel low, all I do is get my headsets, listen to music all day as I work. Yeah. I also hang out. Sometimes I just go and chill. Before lockdown, when we were allowed to go to the bars, I could just go buy something to drink and chill, listen to music, look at people, watch people dance. Yeah, that really works for me. The other thing I do is normally I try to get things. I try to do things that disconnect me from. I try to do things that disconnect me from the world. Have a drink, do something that will make me sleep, like for the whole day. Yeah, so that I wake up and I'm really refreshed. I think that's it. And I'm also learning something new, something called watching movies. So, I try to watch movies. I actually try to get series so that I watch season by season, episode by episode. Yeah, that's it for me, CJ. So, SK, tell us, how was the experience? How did you feel about being the first guest on our podcast?
Oh no, all good things come to an end. But being the very, very first guest on Queerprism256, it's been such an honor having great conversation with you three ladies. I can't begin asking for more. 2021. But if the universe wants to give me more, I will take it. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast. LJ, Matilda, CJ, thank you. Whenever I'm called upon again, I will show up. In fact, now even if I'm not called upon, I might call you up and I'm like, yo, what's good? I've been yours truly, SK. Till next time, peace and love.
Thank you, SK, for honoring our invite. Actually, SK really wanted to be part of our work. That's why we invited her as our first guest. Thank you very much. We loved the interaction. We loved the humor and the knowledge you shared. People, don't forget to like our different social media pages. For Twitter and Instagram, it's at Queerprism256 podcast. For Facebook, it's LBHuman256 podcast. And for our YouTube channel, it's Queerprism256 podcast. Don't forget to subscribe so that you keep getting the notifications. Watch out for our next episode. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fire. It's a lockdown edition. You wouldn't want to miss out. Keep safe and keep that mask on. From me and that team at Queerprism256, we love you so much. Bye.